Asics Upcourt 6. These are the 2024 version of the Upcourts, which is Asics' lowest price court shoe. And this is a long running model. You can get these for 55 bucks in the US, so just a great deal. Bottom line, one of my favorites for bang for the buck. They're not the most durable shoes out there. They have a ton of stitching here that's visible, and as you drag your foot, you're gonna dig into that stitching and it's gonna start coming apart. But for 55 bucks, these shoes are good. The grip is good. I've used them on court multiple times. They're maybe a little bit narrow in the toe, so I wouldn't use these if you have, definitely not if you have wide feet. You're gonna want something wider than probably Asics in general. But on the whole, if you're just getting started or you want a cheap pair and you don't necessarily need it to last for a year, the Asics Upcourt is just a great choice. It's light, it's versatile, you can work on a lot of different courts. As far as the weight, 304 grams. I think that might be the lightest shoe I've ever actually weighed. Incredibly light. Compared to the Asics Upcourt 5, they're pretty similar, especially in the kind of front of the shoe here, the lacing, the design of the sort of most of the sole, but slight change in the outer edge here. You can see this is the old version, had a little bit of a kind of this triangle bit here, not got the same thing here, don't know why. They did a bit of a redesign on the bottom of the sole. It's largely the same thing, honestly. They've just changed they've sort of taken out some of the sole material in here where your foot doesn't even strike. So doesn't really affect the grip at all, not that I certainly found out on court. So minor difference in the sole, but on the whole, if you've been using the Upcourts and you like the Upcourt 5, the Upcourt 6 is gonna be totally fine. If I compare the Upcourt 6 to the Gel Rocket, which is this blue one, this is the Gel Rocket 10, I think. Sorry, Gel Rocket 11 is where we're at right now. The Upcourts are very similar. You can see the toe is quite similar. A lot of the sole is, you know, really quite comparable. Maybe some minor changes in the construction, but on the whole, I actually find the Upcourts just as good as the Rockets. The Rockets have Asics gel in them, which is a tiny little bit of cushioning in the heel, so I suppose this will absorb a bit more impact if you want to trade up for the Rockets, which are a little bit more expensive. On the whole though, in my opinion, like if you just want a cheap pair of Asics, I would go with the Upcourts, honestly. I don't really see the need to bump up in price to the Rockets unless you're used to that shoe. I'm gonna put these on my list of best squash shoes. They've been on that list sort of every year just for how good of a deal they are and how well they perform considering the low price. So give them a shot. Asics Upcourt 6.